Okay, it's Thursday the 14th. Be a shorter video. I should have addressed this in my last video because I wanted to say something about how this Trump and the Chinese president Xi, whatever his name is going to work out. Again, I'm going to guarantee you this is going to work out in favor of the U.S. because the U.S. right now, whether people want to believe it or not, have the thumb on this whole planet right now. And of course, that mostly is regards to Russia and China. That's why China hasn't been doing anything, and that's why, as I've said for freaking going back 8-9 years now, we're never going to have a World War III with China or Russia. But let's move on. Let me start. Let me start with this. Iran says its small subs deployed to Strait. They're secret subs that nobody can find. Bullshit. Let's move on. And this popped up on the news again starting 2 days ago. A swarm of more than 300 Iranian fast attack boats were identified in the strait. On May 11th, a swarm of about 200. Okay, let's pause here, see if I got another one before I do a little more yapping. Okay, now addressing those fast attack boats, I want to say 2 weeks ago, Trump did an order telling the Navy there, sink them. Okay, we haven't seen no more footage of them shooting up any more of them ships since then, but he did not just issue that order, he reissued that order because this started a couple months ago when they were showing all this cool footage of sinking all those little bitty ships and saying sailboats were out there laying mines. So why aren't they out there sinking them, or at least saying they are? And isn't that why they told us they brought in all these warthogs was to go after those little ships? Bullshit, just more shit. Whether they're out there or not doesn't matter. It's just more bullshit, more propaganda, because they want to keep the strait closed until they get control of everything. And yes, that is primarily China. So let me rehash some stuff. That's fact. Okay, based on data 25-26, China imports up to 1.5 million barrels a day, which that's a lot. But you can I think I got a screenshot, but the largest tanker can carry like 4 million barrels or something. Of course, I don't know I didn't Google how many of them are running around. Anyway, the bigger thing is that's why Trump started doing the blockade on the Iranian ships trying to leave. 80 to 90% of Iran's oil exports go to China. So obviously they're fucking with both countries at the same time. And this is a major. As I've said, I agree with this. What's going on? If it's because of the planet dying, which I'm 100% convinced that's why it is. That's why he did the reestablishing their power control over Greenland. That's why they got those 2 Chinese ports booted off of either end of the Panama Canal. That's why he did the Venezuela thing. That's why they're doing the whole thing in South America and what's going on in Cuba right now. It's all related. It's all territory, energy resources, food resources with the way Greenland's melting and, etc. But let's roll on here. And this came out maybe up to a week ago. The Aramco company claims that the world's oil supply has lost approximately 1 billion barrels. So just think how long that's going to recover. And there are we all know if there's countries that are in deep shit right now for fuel, diesel, jet, blah blah blah, and all that shit. But and that's kind of disappearing from the news too. They all recycle shit like our beloved bullshit truthers. Oh, did I finish that? I was saying that I'm okay with Trump doing what he's doing if it's got to do with because the planet's dying, and this is the exact same thing as preppers if we ever got to some sort of Armageddon apocalypse scenario where everybody's fighting for their own lives. That's the same thing as preppers saying, even though some won't say it, but they would do it, killing and stealing prep supplies from other preppers, survivalists, or whatever, and that will happen. Right now, this is going on. Winnebago County, real poor county up there, investigating a hantavirus thing. I believe, like they said, even if that person has hantavirus, it's not related to the ship. And as I've said, to me, it pretty much has to be somebody not from that ship actually has to get the hantavirus. And if they don't, then it's even less infectious and everybody wants to scare us with. And pause here. March of 26, parts of I-25-70 closed during major dust storm and high winds, of course, with a major dust storm. And I'm pointing this out because I did a video, it made me think of the video I did, warning of the coming dust storms in May of last year. And I think I took a screenshot of the title, but let's roll on. Oh, another thing that makes China worse besides their economy's fucked is the majority, more of their people hate their government because they're fucking, under, true tyranny. And they have who knows how many millions or billions of people that are, doing paid slave labor. So yeah, that country is in so much deeper shit than the U.S. will ever be. And I need to bring up this article again because it's also important, a part of the reason why they're over there fucking with the Middle East and the oil. Bissett says China's been an unreliable partner hoarding stuff. Let me get the key highlights again because this is important for what's going on. Hoarding oil supplies, that's not a big deal. Limiting exports, of course, during marrying its actions with medical goods during COVID. Hang on, I got one more screenshot here. Yep, I need the other one. Stability, it's not stability, it's about taking shit. Where the hell's it at? Unreliable partner during the past 5 years because of COVID, and of course, healthcare products, and because it's all fact that China has a stranglehold on the rare earth minerals when it comes to refining them, even though the U.S. is now working on doing that. And I'm not going to go look it up, but I showed that other clip a couple of months ago or whatever, where Trump made this agreement with a bunch of other countries to work on rare earth minerals because they do not want to process them here because they are so fucking nasty. And then you got to have super fun sites again and bury them with nuclear material and all that shit. But there you go. They're doing a large part of this. I mean, that's probably the two biggest things is controlling another major portion of the world's energy and getting China more under their thumb. And this is exactly what's happening, and it's going to work out like that. Watch when Trump's done with his summit, and regardless of what they say immediately afterwards, watch as the weeks and months go by and shit works out in favor of the U.S. And you gotta love shit like this. 16 cases now reporting potential hantavirus exposures. And I don't know who the fuck that live is, whatever. It probably is somebody's make. But that's the kind of shit you get. Now reporting potential hantavirus exposure. Well, that's because of people quarantined that were on the ship and some of the people they associated with or on the airplane. I mean, give me a fucking break. Anyway, just getting fear porn. It's going to go away in a month or whatever. And I think that may be it. Oh, these two kind of recent withdrawal troops are their official reason to remove the roughly 1,000 remaining troops in Syria, February. Trump's pulling 5,000 from Germany. Threatened potential withdrawals from Italy and Spain. Refusing to let aircraft use their bases. Is that true or not? But I looked at what happened that we had now 5,000 or 8,000 troops already on ships or moved to the Middle East since this shit started. I would like to really know if we do have, if the U.S. does already have troops on Karg Island, because they quit talking about that now except for a couple oil spills over there. One's fucking huge. Because if they were going to do it, like I said, they would have immediately had SEALs or whatever coming in on the beach when they were done with the first bombings to take control of it. But anyway, so where's all these troops that are supposed to be over? They're going to go on the ground somewhere. Could they be there? Of course. And are they taking these troops to move them over there? I think not. I can say that I know that the base in Bahrain got bombed so bad, they brought them troops back here to the U.S. I know that for a fact, so why didn't they keep them over there and spread them out somewhere? And I believe that's it. See you later.